The ancient Stoic philosophers practiced a highly secretive mental exercise when they needed to completely reinvent their lives. It was not a morning routine, and it was not about positive thinking. It was a calculated psychological death. They used a specific mental trigger to actively destroy their old identity so a completely new person could take over. I am going to reveal exactly what that ancient trigger is and how you can use it to change your life today. But you cannot just pull this trigger without preparing your mind first. It will only work if you first understand the extremely painful and exhausting loop you are trapped in right now. This deeply exhausting psychological cycle usually begins very late at night. You are lying in bed staring at the ceiling, and you feel a sudden massive wave of intense motivation. You look at your life and you swear to yourself that tomorrow will be the exact moment everything finally changes. You make a firm decision that you are going to wake up early, eat perfectly clean food, work on your business, and stop wasting your valuable time on cheap distractions. In that specific moment in the dark, you genuinely believe your own promises. You actually feel incredibly powerful. But this is a brilliant trick your brain is playing on you. Your mind gives you the warm and satisfying dopamine rush of making progress without asking you to actually do any real physical work. You fall asleep feeling like an absolute winner because you plan to win. Then the sun comes up and your alarm goes off. That magical nighttime motivation is completely gone. You are suddenly faced with the cold and hard physical reality of having to actually do the work. In that exact second of friction, your brain completely switches teams. The exact same mind that promised to change your life the night before is now acting like a highly trained lawyer defending your laziness. It gives you a dozen highly logical reasons why you should just stay in your warm bed. It tells you that you need more sleep to be truly productive today. It tells you that starting a new routine on a random Tuesday makes no sense. It convinces you that you can always just start tomorrow instead. You listen to the lawyer, you hit the snooze button, and the invisible chains around your life pull entirely tight once again. You go through the rest of your day carrying a massive invisible weight of guilt. You sit in your car or at your desk, knowing perfectly well that you are operating at 10% of your true capacity. You know you are actively wasting your own potential. That is the absolute heaviest pain a human being can ever carry. You are not exhausted from working too hard. You are exhausted from constantly fighting a bitter war inside your own head and losing it every single morning. You feel entirely paralyzed because you are trying to negotiate with your current identity. Your current identity is a master manipulator. This loop is slowly destroying your self-respect. Every single time you make a promise to yourself and break it a few hours later, you are teaching your brain that your word means absolutely nothing. You lose trust in your own mind. The gap between the person you currently are and the person you deeply know you could be is where all of your daily anxiety lives. You are not depressed because you are permanently broken. You are depressed because you are an eagle who has voluntarily locked yourself inside a tiny metal cage. The modern self-help industry tells you to be incredibly gentle with yourself. They tell you to take tiny baby steps and to celebrate every single small victory. But the ancient philosophers understood that if you want a complete transformation, being gentle is the absolute worst thing you can do. Your current identity is deeply addicted to being comfortable. It does not want to wake up early in the dark. It does not want to face the harsh sting of public rejection. It absolutely hates doing the boring and tedious daily work required to build a beautiful life. If you try to hold hands with this current version of yourself and gently walk them into your new life, they will completely sabotage you at the very first sign of difficulty. They will panic and drag you right back to the bottom. When you try to quit a bad habit or start a difficult project, you will hear a loud voice in your head begging you to stop and take the easy way out. You have spent your entire life believing that this voice is the real you. It is not. That voice is just the old identity panicking because it is finally starving to death. It knows that if you push through the pain and do the hard work anyway, it will cease to exist. Change feels like a literal threat to its survival. Once you deeply realize that the voice of resistance is just an old ghost trying to survive, you completely strip away all of its power over you. You stop arguing with it. You stop negotiating with your own laziness. This brings us directly to the ancient mental trigger I promised to reveal to you. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius did not build his iron discipline by waiting to feel motivated. He used a specific psychological weapon to instantly kill his old identity. He wrote a rule for himself that said, "You must think of yourself as already dead. You have lived your life. Now take what is left and live it properly." That is the trigger. You must literally treat the past version of yourself as a dead person. When you wake up tomorrow, the person who made all those mistakes, the person who was lazy, and the person who constantly failed no longer exists. They passed away in their sleep. You are a brand new consciousness that just woke up inside this body. You have absolutely no obligation to the habits of the dead person who lived here yesterday. Most people fail to change because they carry the heavy baggage of their past failures into every new day. They think about all the times they quit their diet or abandoned their goals, and that history weighs them down. But a dead person has no history. When you flip this switch and accept that your old identity is entirely gone, you instantly delete all of your past mistakes. You do not have to fix the broken parts of your old self, because that person is no longer here. You just have to decide what the new person is going to do right now. Think about how incredibly liberating this is. If a complete stranger suddenly took over your life today, they would not care about your old fears. They would not care that you felt tired yesterday. They would just look at the tools in front of them and start building. You must adopt this exact same cold and calculated perspective. When the old voice of laziness pops into your head, you do not debate with it. You simply recognize it as an echo from a ghost. You remind yourself that the person who used to listen to those excuses is dead. When you actually start ignoring your old identity and pushing forward, your mind will violently rebel against you. You will feel a deep sense of panic, heavy emptiness, and intense anxiety. You are stepping entirely into the dark unknown, leaving behind every single comfort you have ever known. This is the exact moment where almost everyone surrenders. They feel the heavy emotional pain, and they immediately run right back to their old broken habits, because at least those toxic habits feel familiar and safe. But you have to completely rewire how you view this specific kind of pain. This intense friction is the only actual evidence that your transformation is working. If it feels easy and comfortable, you are not changing at all. You are just wearing a new mask to trick yourself. True change feels exactly like walking barefoot through a blazing fire. The tight pain you feel in your chest when you force yourself to do the hard work is literally the sensation of weakness leaving your body. You are carving the weak parts of your soul out with a knife. You have to train your mind to actively crave that fire. The ancient masters knew that a completely smooth and paved road never created a skilled traveler. They purposely sought out the fire because they knew it would burn away everything that was fake and leave only solid iron behind. When you feel the overwhelming urge to quit, you must look at that urge as the ultimate test of your new character. You lean directly into the discomfort because you know the fire is the only thing that can forge the new version of you. There is another massive illusion keeping you trapped in your current life. It is the deep secret belief that you have an endless amount of time to figure all of this out. We live our daily lives as if we have an absolutely infinite amount of days in the bank. We delay our biggest dreams, and we waste our precious energy on incredibly stupid things because we secretly think we have decades left to fix it all. The illusion of endless time is exactly what gives your laziness the room it needs to grow. You need to remind yourself every single day that you are completely temporary. You are actively running out of time. The days are passing whether you are improving your life or letting it decay. When you realize that today could literally be your very last opportunity to build the life you actually want, the desire to stay in bed suddenly looks completely ridiculous. Remembering your own mortality strips away all the fake drama and the lazy excuses. It forces you to focus only on what is deeply important right now in this exact moment. To finally completely change your life, you must accept one final brutal reality. This is the realization so heavy that most people spend their entire lives running away from it. The absolute truth is that the rescue ship is never coming for you. Nobody is coming to save you from your own mind. There is no perfect motivational video, no hidden secret routine, and no magic piece of advice that is going to suddenly lift you out of your current life and make everything easy. You have been waiting for years for a specific magical feeling to arrive and carry you across the finish line. You have been waiting for the universe to suddenly make the path incredibly clear and comfortable. But the universe does not care about your comfort. It only responds to your raw physical actions. The moment you completely accept that you are entirely alone in this battle, your entire worldview shifts. You stop looking out the window, hoping for a savior, and you finally look directly in the mirror. You realize that your current failure is entirely your fault, but your incredible future success is also entirely in your own hands. This total ownership is the most terrifying and the most beautiful thing you will ever experience. It instantly deletes all of your old excuses. You can no longer blame your childhood, your terrible boss, the economy, or your bad luck. You simply draw a massive, unbreakable wall right down the middle of your life. On one side of the wall are the things you completely control, which are your daily choices and your physical actions. On the other side of the wall is absolutely everything else in the universe. You must take all of your mental energy and pour it exclusively into your side of the wall. When you wake up tomorrow morning and you feel that heavy gravity trying to pull you back into bed, you will finally know exactly what it is. It is the ghost of your old life, trying to drag you back into the cage. But you are not that person anymore. The trigger has been pulled. You do not negotiate, you do not pause to think about how tired you are, and you do not listen to the fake logic of a weak mind. You simply throw the blankets off and you step directly into the fire. The fake timeline inside your head, where you constantly fail, only exists because you continue to give it your attention. It is time to let the old version of you burn to the ground, so the real you can finally step out of the ashes. Drop the heavy baggage of your past mistakes, step entirely into the deep discomfort of right now, and absolutely refuse to ever look back. If this ancient perspective brought you clarity today, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can continue building a mind that no external storm can ever destroy.